Hello, everyone. As you can see, my guest is here. I'm so excited to be having her. For those who don't already know, right? I will do the proper introduction. She's an actress. She's a radio and TV host. She's an influencer. She's an author of an amazing book that's healing people across the country. She's a fashion icon. She's my childhood role model, y'all. She's been in the industry for 27 years, and she is none other than Bonnie Mbuli.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for obliging. You have no idea what a celeb you've made me. So now everybody that has found out that I'm going to be interviewing you has been sending me questions, sending me notes, tell Bully this, hey. So there's been so many, my inboxes have had traffic thanks to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I don't do a lot of lives because
you don't?
I don't do a lot of them. I'd like to do more of them. But like I'm actually a homebody. Like when I'm home, like I do home things. Like I'm cooking with the kids. I'm like doing laundry. I'm just doing that stuff that like mothers do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to be having this conversation, you know, talking about being a homebody. I'll this is the one thing that I say you and I have in common. I'm not an actress, I'm not an author and all of that, but I've got dimples like you, and I'm from Pimville.
I'm here for that. I hear you.
Yeah, so even my aunt was saying, yo, Bunny, I used to go to school with Bunny, so I say hi.
Who's your aunt?
My aunt is Pandora Bukala from Zone 2 Pimville. I don't even know if you'll remember her.
Oh. Which school did we go to together?
Oh, I do not know that.
I mustn't ask you those things.
No, you mustn't. Okay. You must just know that there's a lot of people that love you. My whole family has been sending me messages. All my aunts are like, say, tell Bonnie we love her. Fantastic. Let's kick it off. I am so excited to be having this conversation with you. These are just live chats. I have these on every Wednesdays. I talk to women, amazing women like yourself. The Redefining Beauty movement is a movement that started way back in 2015. It started off as a photo shoot in underwear, just in celebration of Women's Month. And just after that, the feedback that I got and the ladies that participated, it then became a platform where we share journeys in terms of our weight loss journeys, our beauty stories. So it sort of now morphed into this platform where we get together, we talk about beauty, we talk about our struggles as women, we talk about fashion, we talk about pretty much everything. So it's a platform where I call it a queen code environment where we hype each other up and we just about togetherness. That men have this this thing called bro code.
That's
yeah. To the meat of this conversation, tell me a little bit about lockdown and COVID-19, this period that has been very stressful and very challenging on people's health, and both physically, mentally, and all otherwise. How's lockdown been for you? How have you navigated the year?
Okay, so for me, lockdown was really, at first I was like, oh wow, I get a break. Wow, I get a break from like life, because adulting is tough. Adulting is crazy. And for most of the time I always feel like I'm trying to catch up with what adulting is trying to do to me. And then I was like, oh wow, there's gonna be like a worldwide break. Like something happened and God was like, okay, everybody, break time. And I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, I'm not too stressed about that, you know? I was like, oh, I can welcome this. Like, I've got a crazy life. Like, I feel like I'm always trying to catch up to what my life is.
Yeah.
And so when lockdown hit, I was like, oh, I get to chill and it's official. What? You know? And then a month in, I was like, oh, this wasn't supposed to last this long. You know, I'm at home with my kids. Is my connection okay? Is my connection good?
It rejoins again.
Can somebody tell me if the connection is good so that I can?
Let me find out from everyone else that, ladies and gents,
Connection is bad. Okay, what, on my side or what?
see, when you are talking, the connection is weird. It cuts off.
Let me see. What's anyway? Should we just carry?
Woo! Technology better not be doing this to me today.
Technology is a scam, yo. Are we back on? Ne? We're back on. I feel like we're back on.
Let me just get feedback from everyone else because it was paused there for a bit and both of us were gone.
Yes.
Katli, Tandy, ladies, please let me know. Is the network fine? Because now it's fine. And
I feel like it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not doing what it was.
Yeah, so in the first month, I was like, oh, right on. This is awesome. I get to take a break from adulting. I get to be home with my kids. I don't have to wake up in the morning, like at 6 o'clock, making kids lunches, driving to school, coming back, doing my life. And then after a month, I was like, hey, wait a minute. Hey, yay. It looks like my industry is on pause. And then my industry was on pause. And then a couple of jobs that I had like lined up were on pause. And they were like, oh, we are stopping until further notice. And I was like, hey, okay, this is Segu wave, imagine, you know?
Mm.
And then I was like, no, but you know, I'm a survivor, me. I'm like that girl. I'm that girl. Like I can survive anything. Like I've proven to myself that I can survive anything. And then I was like, cool. We need to put some things into place. Like I need to exercise every day. I need to meditate every day. I need to make sure that my kids are doing their like schoolwork every day. They're exercising. They're eating well. I was like, we got this, you know? And then I did that for 2 months and it was going really well. And then I was like, hey, this thing is carrying on. Still, industry is still shut down. I still haven't worked. And I'm with my kids at home every day and I am starting to not feel okay. And 6 months later, I was just like, whoa, stop the lorry. What is happening to my life, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, lockdown was very gradual. Like it was a slow pain, you know? It was like a slow burn. And by the time I got to like the end of 6 months, I was like, okay, this has hit me hard. This has hit me hard. Like when my bank was like emailing me going, Miss Mbuli, we are not understanding what's happening with you. What's happening? My personal banker was like, fam, no, what you saying? And I was like, it's a pandemic. It's not my fault. What did I do? Like, come on, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, aren't you in the pandemic as well? So it hit me hard. I feel like lockdown hit me harder at the end because everything that had happened, the causes were now like affecting, and they were now activating. So it's one thing to go through the lockdown and survive it, but post lockdown, when we hit level 1, I feel like I really started to feel like the emotional and psychological impact of it, and it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy.
So is everything now sort of back to some form of normalcy in your industry?
You know what it is. So I'm not going to say that I'm like unique or that I'm special or anything, but I grew up at Kasi, right? I grew up in Soweto with a single mom who was raising 3 kids by herself. And my mom always said to me, like, what my mom taught me about life and the world is that you don't wait for things to become okay. You don't count on things to become okay for you to be okay. You decide that you're going to be okay. And then based on that decision, plans based on the fact that you've decided that you are okay, right? So I was like, 6 months in, I was like, okay, this thing is going to need another plan. I'm not going to wait for COVID to be over or for this lockdown to be over. Like, I need another plan. And so I just changed gears. Like I shifted my mindset in the way that I was seeing my life, in the way that I was seeing things go. I've never lived my life according to what's working. I live my life according to what needs to happen. So I pray a lot and I meditate a lot. And in my meditation and my praying, I often ask God, what's the move? What needs to happen? Where are we going? What are we doing? Because I don't rely on the world to give me cues, because I think the world is unreliable.
Sure, yeah, right?
The world is like, completely unreliable.
Yeah.
You can't look to the world for, oh, what's popping? What's happening? What should I be doing? No. Like your whole like compass, your whole GPS needs to be way deep inside of you. Like you need to be waking up to your GPS every morning. Like when you wake up, you need to log into your GPS, right? Not the world's GPS, your GPS. You need to go, hey, what's up? What's popping today? And then if you're aligned enough and you're in tune enough, your GPS will tell you what's popping, and it'll tell you, oh, today you've got like a backlog of admin that you need to get to. You're way behind on that thing, or you've been really terrible in your relationships, or you need to check in with your kids. Like, I think if you understand that your locus is inside of you, you'll always be on point with what you need to do for your life to make your life work. The world does not make your life work. You make your life work.
Right.
Yeah, and that's just like how I've always been. Yeah.
You know, when you talk about that transcends. If someone Googles you or stalks you or listens to a lot of your interviews, that always comes through. That you've got a set of reliable internal beliefs or value system that you hold dear and that you've cultivated over the years. So I want to drill down into that, because you gave it a term and you called it the GPS, right? So now, and I think someone said today, you are the bounce back girl. And they were saying to me, ask her what does she have? What's the ingredient? What's the strategy? What's the bounce back strategy? Because she always reinvents herself like that. So how do you teach someone to channel or to develop a GPS, like you've just said?
So I'm gonna say this, guys, like, there is nothing, please hear me. There is no answer that you're gonna get that is not already inside of you. Everything that you came to do in this world, your purpose, your skills, your success, your triumphs are all already inside of you. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to get to know yourself, right? For me, getting to know myself also means getting to know God and speaking to God all the time. Like, my relationship with God is like my mountain. It's my mountain. It doesn't change. God doesn't change. He doesn't change his mind. He always stays the same. I'm the one who floats around, does different things. But my thing is, like, my relationship with God has been so constant. He's my go-to. So I need an external power, right? I need a source, a power source. And God is my power source. And I go to him for my, like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? What is your plan for my life? What I do know about my life is that my life will not be over until God says it's over. My success will not be over until God says it's over. My rise will not stop until God says it's done, right? So my job is to keep asking questions. Just keep asking questions. Ask questions. Am I positioned right? Am I facing the right direction? There's still some stuff I'm feeling inside of me that hasn't come out, that hasn't developed, that hasn't come to fruition. There's some promises that you made to me, God, that have not come to be. Why are they not happening? Am I in the wrong position? What do I need to shift? My whole thing is asking questions. The more questions you ask, the more you give yourself room to reinvent yourself.
Right.
The same as, like, when you said, okay, we're going to talk about beauty. I thought to myself, okay, what is my definition of beauty? Do you know what my definition of beauty is? That it doesn't come from anywhere else but the beauty you came to introduce to the world. There's no beauty that you came to fit into. That's not possible. That's not possible.
Hold on. You gotta take it a step back and lay it up on some people. You know, it might just pass some other people. So take it up back a little bit. What did you say?
Let's rewind.
Yeah.
There is no beauty standard that you came to fit into, because otherwise there's no God. Otherwise there's no abundance. Otherwise there is no diversity or variety. I am the beauty that I came to be.
Yeah.
And for me to find that beauty, I need to go inside. I need to internalize. I need to find out who I am so that I can introduce you to my beauty. Right? If there was a beauty standard, God would have just created a whole, 7 million people who just look the same. And then he would have been like, oh, here's my beauty standard, y'all. Welcome to my world. But he didn't do that. Right? He created like a crazy variety of people. Why did he do that? I was like, oh, okay, that means the thing that I came to bring is uniquely mine, and it's supposed to uniquely impact people. So where am I going to mine it? It's like I'm a miner. I'm mining for gold. But where do I mine for gold? Inside myself. Yeah. When you tell me, oh, this hairpiece is in this month, we all need to be wearing this hairpiece because, I don't know, Beyonce is rocking it or whatever. I'm like, no, that was Beyonce's epiphany. That's what inspired Beyonce at that time. And she loved it and she thought it was a great color. Awesome. Love it. Love to see it. But what's happening inside of me? What am I mining? What am I working with? What's feeling good to me? What am I communicating? What do I need to experience? And sometimes the thing that you need to experience for yourself does not look good to the outside.
Yeah.
It does not look good to the people around you. Some of the journeys that God has taken me on and is still going to take me on are not going to look attractive to the people around me. They're going to be like, oh, Uponi is washed out. Uponi, you. And then I'm like, no, boo, no. That it's my journey. Busy with me, and I'm busy with me, and I'm busy with my stuff. Don't worry about what it looks to you on the outside. It's not face and you think I'm pretty. You look at my body and it's great. Beauty is an atmosphere. It is an atmosphere. A lot of immaculately beautiful atmosphere has made me feel like breathe.
Yeah.
Why?
You know what?
Why? Why is that? Because beauty is not an outside-in experience. It's an inside-out. Everything that I'm introducing, everything that you are experiencing when you're around me is going to come from the inside of me. You're not going to, okay, maybe for the first 5 minutes, you'll be like, oh, I like her hair. Oh, her skin is nice. What's that lip color she's wearing? What's that eyelash? And that's going to last for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
After that, you're going to tune into your feelings and you're going to be like, why do I feel so crappy around this person? Oh, hey, why do I feel so free around this person? Why do I feel so safe here? What is happening? What is happening here? What else is speaking to me? What else is communicating to me? So my whole thing is that beauty is a language and it's an atmosphere. And I think that the world has made women focus on how much they can buy, how much they can consume, how much they can adorn themselves with to make themselves beautiful. And it's taken them away from, what am I bringing from inside that I mined from inside of myself?
Yeah. But you know what? I'm listening to you. I'm like, whew. I guess that's why you've enjoyed 27 years in the industry and you're still relevant, right? But I'm curious to know, have you always been this person? When did you become this person? Is it an age wisdom?
Sorry, I'm just putting on the lights.
Bonnie become this amazing person that knows that beauty is art.
Okay, there we go. I put on some lights. Yeah. Oh, so you are asking me, when did it happen? Have I always been this person? No, I haven't always been this person at all.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good now. Can you hear me? So, one day I was sitting at church, right? So I grew up in a Christian home, a very Christian home, like so Christian to the point where like it was painful, like painful Christian. Like we had home cell on a Wednesday, and then we went to church on a Saturday all day. And then you come home after the Saturday, and then you chop vegetables, and then you cook and you cook. So you prep for the cooking on Sunday so that when you go to church at 9 in the morning, so that when you come back, the food that you prepped on Saturday night, you're now going to cook for lunch. But everything revolves around church. Everything revolves around church. Like, so 3 days of my week in my life was spent at church. Oh my goodness.
Trust me. I'm a church girl. I understand all of that.
Okay. Okay, so that's my childhood. So one day I'm at church, and the pastor explains to us that like growth doesn't happen in like this line that starts from here and goes like this. It doesn't happen like that, right? It goes like this. Goes like that, and then it goes. Then you get stuck here for a while, and then it goes like that. And then it goes. Then you get stuck again, and then it goes like that, and then it goes like that. Like basically it's a step piece. It's a step. It's like this ongoing step. Like, and then on some of the steps you plateau. You don't move. You're just walking in one straight line. You're not even going higher, right? But we have this idea that growth and development and success happens like this. It's like, it's overnight, right?
Yeah.
And he explained that no, for every mountain peak, God requires you to just stop, breathe, and just chill a bit, because he needs to talk to you about some stuff, because maybe you're not ready for the next step. And maybe like that success you just got, it didn't happen because you were amazing. It was because of his grace. But there were some things you could have done differently, and you needed to just look back at what you were doing while you were on the buzz. That needs, just check you're seeing that thing, and you were just wilding. Just, can we just go back to that scene and talk about like how you could have done it differently? So I've learned that like success and growth, I need a lot of evaluation, and need some revisiting, and they also need quiet time. You just need some quiet time to survey, who was I when that was happening? Do I want to be the same person again? Do I want to experience it the way that I experienced it before? Going forward, what can I? That doesn't always happen like um like like textbook. It happens randomly, right? But you have to be present enough in your life for it to register to you that, oh, I'm taking stock. Because you don't only need to take stock of failure, you need to take stock of success as well. And sometimes a blessing will test you more than a failure, but we don't think that, right? We seldom acknowledge that. So what I'm saying in answer to your question is that no, my growth has not been overnight. I have not always been this person. I've learned some really tough lessons. I've learned some lonely lessons. But I remember one day my mom saying to me, okay, so my mom, right? My mom is an incredible human being. My mom is probably like my Shakespeare, because it was through our relationship that I had a lot of trauma and experienced a lot of pain. But it was also through our relationship that I experienced some of the most incredible lessons of my life. She is literally the most incredible woman I've ever known in my life. But she's also caused me a lot of pain. And we've had like a really tumultuous relationship. And I've had to weigh that up and go, okay, this is the mother God wanted me to have. This is the mother that I needed, right? But one of the most important lessons my mom taught me, I remember every Guy Fawkes Day or every New Year's Eve or every Christmas Day, we would never do what everybody around us was doing, right? Like, because on Christmas Day, people get new clothes. On Guy Fawkes Day, people dress up. It's like Guy Fawkes is like our Halloween in the hood, right? And then people like have like little tins and they ask for money. And then on New Year's Eve, people are like, we have to go do fireworks. I'm like, get, right? And then on all those equations, on those occasions, my mom would be like, nope, it's not happening. You're going to stay home. Oh my gosh. And we'd be like, why? Why is this our lives? Why is this happening? Why are you doing this to us? And then one day she just said to me, you know why, Bonnie? And we were sitting on her bed. I said, yeah, why, Mom? Why do you never let us have fun? Like, why aren't we like the other kids? And she said, it's very simple. This thing is not complicated. And I said, what is it? She said, you're just different. And I was like, no, I'm not different. I'm like everybody else. What are you talking about? I'm different. No. So it's like, you it's not happening to you because you're different. You're gonna go have to find out why you're different. That is all my mom said to me. That lesson never left me. And then I spent the rest of my life trying to find out why I was different. And what was she trying to teach me? I was about 13.
True. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. You know what? I'm like getting so many questions, and like My mind is going crazy right now. You making me go crazy. Like, okay. Whew. Okay. You speak a lot about your mom, and even in your book, you speak about your relationship with your mom. And that book is quite powerful, and that book has healed a lot of people. Do you know that therapists recommend your book like a prescribed book? Do you know that?
What? What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Now you do. I've got a friend of mine, and we were talking about you during the week, and she was telling me how she got to know about you, and she was saying that she was in therapy. And then her therapist was like, "Hey, do you know about Mbuli? She's written this book. Go and read about it, and you'll see how much healing will come out of learning about her story and her life."
Wow.
That's how powerful that book is.
Wow.
Right. And when one learns and researches about you, it's like you've gone through a lot.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh
But
yeah.
you are still so gracious. You are still beautiful. You still give people time. You still there's nothing about who you are now that says you've gone through so much. Like, and I think you've answered it, but I want to hear it again from you to say what's the core, what's the anchor? Is it if you were to say to someone, do these three things and you will somehow attain a level that makes you shine, what would those be for you? Do you have
Okay.
at the top of your...
Wow, what an incredible question. What an incredible question. And I'll tell you why. Because those three things change as you develop, right? As you change. So like in the first, let's say 20 years of my life, the three things that needed to happen is that I needed to keep praying. I needed to just pray. I'm not even gonna guys, okay, I don't even want to beat around the bush. You just need to pray. Okay. Because there is no way that you are walking through this life and not having a conversation with a power that you deem as higher than you, more knowledgeable than you. There's a humility that comes with humbling yourself enough to sit in a place and just speak to someone that you don't see but you believe is out there. It requires humility. It requires for you to still yourself and go, I don't know if you're out there, but every day I'm going to come here and talk to you, and I don't even know if you're ever going to show up. I don't know if you're going to answer me, but there's a humility, there's a vulnerability that comes out of you. Just to quiet your spirit and just go, hi, sorry, are you out there? Like, I've got some stuff I want to talk about. Like, it's about vulnerability, right? So for me, the first 20 years were about becoming vulnerable, and then just going through life. I think for the first 20 years of our life, we're just like, I'm just going through it. Like, what is this? So prayer got me through that, and then obviously, like, just doing what you've got to do. Like, one of the things that I did a lot growing up was I read a lot. I was always reading. I was always looking for information. I was always seeking information. You can never go wrong with seeking more information. The more you want to know, the more you want to learn, the more you want answers to your questions. Those questions will lead you to the thing that you specifically need to know at that time. You can't stop wanting to know and asking questions. When you stopped asking questions and you don't want to read, you don't want to learn anything new, and you decide that all that you know is everything that needs to be known, you're on a downward spiral. Just I'll say that for free. Like, you're on a downward spiral, right? And then the third thing that I would say was just humility, guys. Like, just hang back and watch.
Yeah.
Just watch. Just hang back seat. if a car pulls up, if a what is it, a limousine pulls up, and there's 3 of you, take the back seat.
Ooh.
Take the back seat. Offer the other person the front seat. If you're not the driver and there's another person, just say, hey, you take the front seat. I'll chill in the back. The limousine for me represents many situations in life where you could decide you're shining tonight. And then when that feeling comes, just go, oh, okay, who can I put in front of me so I can take the back seat? There's something that happens in the back seat. You collect yourself, you calm yourself, you calm your nerves, you watch, you see. There's always a lesson in the back seat. There are no lessons in the front seat. You know why? Because in the front seat, you see the lights first. It's fun there in the front seat. You hear the music first. When the driver changes the song, you're the first person to go, hey, you know. But in the back seat, you get everything secondhand, and there's time to process what you're seeing, and you don't need to perform. You actually just get to watch, right? Those are the first 3 lessons of my first 20 years. Then the next lessons, right? Of the lessons that took me from 20 years old to 40 years old were, you are going to make big mistakes. You are going to make big mistakes. They're going to embarrass you. They're going to make you feel ashamed. You're going to feel clueless. And everything that you thought you knew is suddenly going to become nothing, because you guess what? You're going to find out you know nothing.
Yeah.
Accept that. Okay. Whew. That's the first lesson of the 20s to 40s, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, you're not done with finding out who you are. You're not done. You don't know who you are. I literally started to find out who I was when I hit 30. I was like, oh, I'm this girl. I'm this person.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that this is who I was. Because you realize that all the time before that, you've just been playing back, you've just been imitating what's around you, just imitating what's around you. You are imitating some of the lessons that your parents taught you. You are showing up as what you think is going to work. But at no point are you going deep and going, what's in here? Let me bring out what's in here. You're just copying. Okay, this is what people do. At 26, they get married, I think. Then they get a house, and then they have babies. And you're just copying, right? So take that. Take the copying. You're just copying what's around you, and then you're making mistakes at the same time. Mess. And if that's what's happening to you, that is supposed to be happening. Can I let you know that that's what's supposed to be happening to you right now? It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then the third lesson of my 20s to my 40s is God is still king. God is still on the throne. He's still in charge. Okay?
Yeah.
The God you fell in love with in your 20s, he's still on the throne. So those are my lessons from my 20s to, like, I'm 41 now. I don't know what the lessons are going forward, but those have been the most important lessons so far.
And is it those lessons and that wisdom, you know, I'm just playing it in my mind, what you're saying about the backseat, the lessons that are learned in the backseat. Is that now the secret to this longevity and you being able to reinvent yourself in this industry that is forever changing, that is sometimes fickle, but you stay cutting edge? I mean, when I was just thinking about you, I was thinking from everything from techniques out of the beat, thinking rhythm city, rhythm, you know, thinking of these different things and different projects and different, as an actress, what you've gone through. And I look at you now and I'm like, none of these celebs can be matched with you, you know, and yet you are older but you're still popping. Like, so is, whew. So tell me in your own words, because I'm sort of like answering myself, listening to you say, is that the secret? Is that the pot of gold that she has that makes her relevant even in
You know
2020?
what? I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Do you know what it is? Just and you know what? When I say, do you know what it is? I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm not saying this is the prescription and I'm the doctor.
Yeah.
I'm saying that this has been the most important lesson for me to learn. And then in those moments, I've found the most incredible gold and the best secrets. Don't be afraid to be the smallest person in the room. Don't be afraid to be the person nobody sees in the room. It's fine if they ignore you. It's fine if they overlook you. It's fine if nobody cares. It's okay. Accept that. There is something, guys, I don't know. Okay.
Ooh.
Let me collect my thoughts. Do not afraid to be overlooked in the room.
Ooh.
Don't be afraid for people to leave the room and go, Ubani, asimbonanga ubani loyo. Beka kuphi?
Woo. Right?
Because there's nothing more frustrating and more deceptive as that thing that comes to you and says to you, Bangene, Chobi, Bangene, Bangene, Bangene. That will never be God, fam. That will never be your path. Like when you've got a feeling that's going, Bangene, 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 you must know that that's not the thing for you. It's not gonna end well.
Ooh. Yeah.
My biggest lesson has been, it's fine, be the underdog, be the underdog. Be the smallest person in the room, be overlooked, be rejected. It's just stand there, sit there in your feeling of, nobody cares. That, do you know, that has brought me the greatest gifts of my life.
I hear you. I hear
grew
you.
up, when I was a teenager, I was very quiet. I was a very quiet person.
Yeah.
At school, I wasn't the popular kid. I would be in a group of friends and everybody would be talking about like the exciting thing, the popping thing, and then I would say, "Oh, tell me what are you guys talking about?" And then they'd go, "Aye." And then the conversation would be over. Like when I show up, like nobody would want to talk about anything. And you know what? Looking back, maybe that was my idea of what was happening. Maybe everybody else in the circle felt like that. But in the moments where I wasn't seen, wasn't noticed, nobody cared, it forced me to ask myself like really hard questions. And it also forced me to listen to people. And it forced me to look beyond just what I wanted in the moment. It made me go, oh, well, why do you want it? Why do you want it? The greatest gifts are the moments in my life that have taken me to why. Why do you want it? Why do you want to go there now? Why do you want these people to acknowledge you? Why do you want to be on this list? Why do you want to win this award? Those things have given me some of the most satisfying answers. And also, do not be afraid of loneliness, guys. Do not be afraid of loneliness. In your loneliness is where you will meet yourself. You will meet yourself in your loneliness. You will meet yourself. Don't be afraid to depart from the crowd. Don't be afraid to depart from the crowd. All the times that I've departed from the crowd, it's not only saved my life, like literally, like where I go, okay, this is not my scene. I shouldn't be in this crowd, and something terrible happens, and I happen to miss it. But also, when you're far from the crowd, you just see yourself as you really are.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. You know what? Oof. This live session was for me. We should have just had coffee. We should have just had lunch. Because this was for me. You know, I haven't even read the comments. I haven't, you know, I haven't read the questions that are here. And we've run out of time.
Oh, what? Have we run out of time?
Yeah, it's 5 to 8 now.
What?
Yeah, and I really wanted us to get into, you know, mental health, because there's a lot of gems that you can share in that space. I know you're a mental health activist, and there's a lot that I haven't even covered. So I beg you for us to have a part 2.
Please, can we have a part 2? Because I have a whole other, we need to have a conversation about mental health, because it's mental health month, right? And I really, guys, there's so much I want to share with you about that. And I'm not good at going onto my own Instagram and just talking to the screen, because I really love interaction. So if you can make time, maybe later this week or even next week, and then let's have a part 2, which is the mental health conversation. I would really be so grateful.
Yeah, no. I can move next week's speaker to the other week. So we have to have part 2 next week. Next week we have to follow. We have to finish this conversation.
Okay.
Whew. Yeah, guys, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. There's a lot that Bonnie spoke about and shared. This is just a whole sermon. I saw someone was busy saying, "This is a sermon. Please save it and send it to us." There's a lot of comments.
Thank you, guys.
But I know you know you're loved. I mean, Katla was talking about you being a fashion icon from childhood. People are resonating with you in terms of what you said about prayer, stillness, the backseat analogy. Man, I can write a book about this live session. But I need a moment, so I can't even.
Thank you so much for having me on the live.
No, thank you.
You also tapped into a part of me that I haven't shared in a very long time. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we still have a couple of minutes, so maybe let us close it properly. For everyone that's on the call, guys, this conversation is happening every week. Next week, Bonnie is agreed. She will be here again, this conversation. I just want you to summarize it, and maybe talk about two things that are misunderstood or are not known about your industry. Let's wrap it up like that, and then next week we'll pick up.
Okay, so I have a lot to say about my industry, right? I've been in this industry now for 27 years, right? And the first thing I've really been coming to understand lately is that fame is an addiction. Everybody wants fame, right? Fame is that drug that everybody wants. Yeah. You don't even have to be in the industry to want that drug, because there's something about fame. Once you taste it, you'll do anything to have a taste of it again. You'll do anything to bask in it again, right? But it is a drug, and it is addictive, and that you don't just get to have it without a price. There's a price. There's a price. So there's the overnight price, and then there's the long game. And so you kind of have to choose which one you're going for, right? The overnight price is going to come very quickly, and it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a rapid fire. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a high. And then there's the long game, which so when I say fame is a drug and it's addictive, I'm not saying fame is bad. I'm saying that you can take fame and you can align it with your purpose. You can align it with your contribution to the world. You can align it with everything else that you are, that is meaningful, not only to you, that you are sharing your time. And that takes time. It takes years. It takes patience. It doesn't come with awards. It doesn't come with accolades. It doesn't come with, I'm going to notice what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's a case of, like, one of my favorite verses in the Bible is, I'm so bad at memorizing, like, the chapter and the verse, but it says that God will, I'm paraphrasing, will teach you